Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we're going to take a look at this 2022 Toyota Tacoma TRD Sport. Huge shout out to Flo Toyota of Statesville for providing this midsize truck for me today. Check out their website, that link is down in the description. The TRD Sport that you see behind me is finished off in an all-new color called Blue Crush Metallic, and it has an MSRP just over $48,000. Underneath the hood, this Tacoma is equipped with the 3.5 liter V6 that's paired to the 6-speed automatic transmission, and it pumps out 278 horsepower and 265 pound-feet of torque. That power is primarily set to the rear wheels. However, this Sport also has the 4-wheel drive system. It weighs in right around 4,500 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 7.7 seconds with a claimed top speed of 131 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 21.1 gallons. You'll expect to see around 18 miles per gallon in the city and 22 out on the highway. This has a wheelbase of 127.4 inches. Its overall length is 212.3. It has a width of 75.2, a height of 70.6, and its ground clearance measures in at 9.4 inches. As we move on to the exterior styling now for this Tacoma, let's start off with the Tacoma badge front and center, which is also the forward-facing sensor. So that's a part of the adaptive cruise. Really nice to see that integration. This also has a light gray trim for the entire grille with a cool design for all the cutouts to give it that nice look, but also to add more cooling to that engine, along with the cutouts that you see right in the middle. And that trim piece leads to the LED fog lights on both sides. This even has a lower air dam, and the front bumper valance is also body colored. For the Sport model, you get a lot of body colored exterior trim accents, which give it more of a clean look in my opinion. Now this model also has the upgraded LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals. The DRLs and turn signals have a really cool U-shaped design to them, but the housing also has a great style to it. And then for the TRD Sport, you get the hood scoop. So that is distinctive for the Sport as well as the TRD Pro. It is not functional, however, it gives it a cool look with all the lines running down both sides. And then as we move on to the side, this TRD Sport also has the XP package. So that provides this truck with the 16-inch wheels, which are finished off in gloss black. With the red TRD center caps, you get a little bit more aggressive of a tire. The Predator side steps are also added, and then all the badging as well, even the Tacoma badge being blacked out. Now this also has the 6-foot bed, so the dual cab like I mentioned earlier along with that. It has a set of body-colored mirror caps along with the integrated turn signal. It even features a sunroof too, which is pretty cool to see. Now I love the lines for the Tacoma in the lower section of the door. It gives it a very distinctive look. And for the TRD Sport, even the fender flares are body-colored too. And with the longer bed, even more of the lines from the lower side skirts make their way into the front section there. This also is equipped with the exhaust tip, which is part of that XP package, just being finished off in black. And then for the rear of this Tacoma, it has the backup camera with all the parking sensors as well. Those are nicely incorporated into the bumper, where this even has the body colored end caps. Tacoma is nicely stamped in the lower section of the tailgate with the black inserts. You'll see the V6 and X Series badge on that side. Now this doesn't have a set of LED taillights, but they do have a nice design to them. There's even some fins on the exterior of the housing just to add a little bit better aerodynamics. And with the towing hitch, this has a maximum towing capacity right around 6,400 pounds. Pretty impressive for this mid-sized truck. But as we work our way to this 6-foot bed, the tailgate has the easy open or the soft open, so it will slowly lower down, where you'll see there is a lot of space for all of your items. There's channels where you can add some tie-down hooks. There's tie-down hooks in the front as well as the rear. On the passenger side, there's also a power outlet so you can hook up some items, and a small cubby where you can put a little bit more items if you need that extra storage. This is a plastic bed liner, but from previous experience owning my Tacoma, really don't have any issues with it. It is pretty durable for any items that you need to place in the back. Now that tailgate is pretty lightweight, so it's easy to close up with one hand. And now we can work our way to the back seats. So for the interior, we have a lot of leather, especially for the seats. On the door panel, no leather, but there's a nice trim piece on the armrest, even more accents surrounding the window control. There's chrome on the release handle. This has the JBL 6-speaker audio sound system as well, and a good amount of storage space in the lower section of that door. And like I just mentioned, with the leather seats, they have a great design to them. Now what I love about the Tacoma, it's a little bit small for people in the back from previous experience, but I love the amount of storage space that you do get. So you can not only flip up the bottom of the seat, but you also have more storage space up underneath where you can place some items on this driver's side. On the passenger side, you'll see some jacks and other tools. But you can also fold the backrest down where you'll get a little bit more storage space behind the seat, and you also have a hard backing on this. So when you remove the headrest, you can actually fold this completely flat, giving you a nice flat surface and a well-protected area. So if you have any items that you need to place in the back, you don't have to put them on the leather seat, so you can better protect them and use this for additional storage. Or, as I'm about to hop in at 5'10", you can actually use this for full-size adults. So I do have the front seat set at my height. It is a little bit crammed. For a mid-sized truck, you would expect that. I have about an inch or so above my head, maybe a little bit less. I've been in the back of my own Tacoma before. It is doable, better around the city than on longer trips. But if you need this added space, it is there and you can use it as needed. Now this truck also has the automatic sliding rear glass, so you can slide that open and closed as needed. You can also lower the headrest too to give you a little bit better visibility. Now there's really no amenities for your backseat passengers. There's 2 cup holders and then 2 USB-Cs, so you can charge electronics. There's no climate adjustments or anything like that. And then working our way to the driver door panel, finished off just like the rear. However, there's all the window controls, side mirror adjustments, lock and unlock, even a badge for the JBL audio and a little bit of storage. And then we have these same leather seats. These are all automatic, so those adjustments are down on the side. And then with that Predator side step, you really don't need it on this low of a truck, but it does help in case you do need to use it. Now the steering wheel is completely covered in solid and perforated leather. Has a really nice design to it, but let's fire this up to go over all of these steering wheel controls. With my foot on the brake, that button is over on the right side. We can bring this to life. And for the gauge cluster, on the left side is the tach and the engine temperature. On the right side is the miles per hour and the fuel gauge. And right in the middle, you can go through a lot more info using all of these buttons on the right side. This also has the distance pacing along with the lane keeping assist. The cruise control stalk is just behind that. And then on the left side is volume and tuning for the radio, as well as some Bluetooth controls. So currently that middle screen is showing your forward collision along with your lane departure assist. You can also go into settings as well. You can look at any messages, monitor that adaptive cruise. You can also look at the tire pressure. There's the audio, you can pull up the compass, and then on this page you can look at miles per hour along with your distance till empty, monitor your average fuel economy, your distance, how long you've been in this vehicle. There's even a time until rest and a calm screen if you don't want to show any of that info. So not a whole lot of settings, but it definitely has everything that you need. Now over on this left side, there's traction control. There's also a light located by the third brake light. So on the top of the rear of the cab, you can turn that light on and off. You can also have power access to that power outlet in the bed. There's the automatic headlights. There's one air vent along with some trim surrounding it. And that trim makes its way to the center 8-inch touchscreen system along with the air vents on both sides. And now with it on, you can see on the home screen, we have the navigation along with phone and the audio as well. If I go into menu, you can go through some more of these icons like audio and phone. You have destination, so you can go through all of that information. If I go back to menu now, you can see projection. That's how you can actually pair your phone to the system. There's also info and setup. There's a shortcut to map. On the right side, there's seek and track along with phone and apps. And then there's power and volume for the radio. Tuning is also on that right side. Now just underneath that, there's a small LCD screen where you can not only monitor your heated seat option for driver and passenger, but you can also go through all of your climate. So fan speed is right in the middle. This has a dual zone, which is currently synced at the moment. Now this also has the heated side mirrors and the 4-wheel drive system. So you can use this to go through all those settings, of course. And then at the very bottom, there's a nice row. On this left side is the blind spot monitoring. There's also the ECT, which is the electronically controlled transmission. Parking sensors, you can slide that rear glass open and closed. There's also a USB-C, a 12 volt, and then this is for the wireless charging pad, which is located at the very bottom. So it's very nice to have that amount of space and to be able to utilize that for your phone. Now there's 2 cup holders just behind that. And then for the leather shifter, if I put the truck into reverse, with the backup camera, you have 3 different guidelines. The red one is 12 inches, then 24 and 36. It's really nice to have those guidelines. You can also utilize this to shift. So if you're towing or going off-road, you can hold the gear, which is nice. Now there's another cup holder behind that, along with this square-shaped area where you could place some more items if needed. The Tacoma also still has the manual parking brake. Right in the middle for the armrest, if I open this up, there's a good amount of storage along with some auxiliaries, so you can not only charge electronics, you can also run the cables through this, so if you have them out, you can still gain access to them. Now on the passenger side, Tacoma is nicely stamped in the glove box, where you have an ample amount of room for all of that information. We'll take another look at the leather seats, which is a cool option for the Tacoma. Like I mentioned earlier, this does have the sunroof, so we have the manual adjusting sunshade along with the sunroof controls up top. This also has a sunglass holder, which is really convenient. The dome lights are just behind that, and then this even has all of the garage door buttons on the rear view mirror. As we set off now behind the wheel for this Toyota Tacoma TRD Sport, I own a TRD off-road, so this is really no different in a sense compared to my third gen. So if you're new to the channel and you want to see more Tacoma ownership videos, definitely subscribe and check out our Tacoma playlist so you can see everything that I've done to my personal Tacoma. But it's always nice to get behind the wheel of another Tacoma, especially one that's in an all new color called Blue Crush Metallic. I've seen a few of these colors out on the road, but this is the first time I've been within like 20 feet of one to really see the color, and it pops in different lightings, or different when the sunlight hits it differently, it really pops between like blue and purple. So it's an interesting new color. Nothing new for 2022. Hopefully we'll see a change for 2024 or 2025. The Tacoma is coming up to its 10-year mark, where Toyota usually changes their lineup or their run for that model. So the third generation Tacoma came out in 2016. Obviously 10 years would be 2026, but hopefully we'll see a change sooner than that, just because of the release of the new Tundra. I really like the new styling for the Tundra, the engine options available. Maybe they can bring a little bit of that into this Tacoma. Maybe they can make almost like a Ranger Raptor in a sense. I know that model is not coming to the US, but it would be cool to see some kind of Tacoma competitor in the mid-size range, or just something new for the Tacoma, because I'm a huge fan of the Tacoma. I've owned two of them, and I think it's time for a change as far as even the engine goes. We have the 3.5 liter V6 in this model right here. They also have a 2.7 liter 4-cylinder, which I actually just reviewed. First time being in one, so if you want to check out that video, definitely head to our channel. But those are the two engine options available, and the Tacoma is slightly underpowered. I don't have any issues with mine, especially driving it every day, but it would be cool to see something new, something more powerful, a little bit more economical, as all these manufacturers are going towards. They're going for smaller engines, more fuel efficient, and even getting some more power out of those engines. So hopefully we can see an update soon. For this 2022 though, it's really nice. I love the leather. I love everything that this model has. We have the adaptive cruise, 4-wheel drive settings. You can also go with the TRD off-road if you want a little bit more off-road focused of a truck. You have a really nice mid-sized truck. Personally, even though I do own one, I'm not too biased towards the Tacoma, but that's why I bought one, because compared to the other competition, I think the Tacoma is the best mid-sized truck. Comment down below, let me know your thoughts on that. But I truly believe that the Tacoma is the best overall, even though it's not the most powerful. I think it's the best overall, most reliable, and it's definitely a great daily driver. It's super comfortable, and we'll give it a little bit of gas. This is a brand new truck. If you want to see me ripping on my own truck, check out those videos. It has an adequate acceleration for what I can do with traffic here. But I have done pedal to the floor in mine. I've done top speed testing. So if you want to check out those videos, I can't do that in this truck today. And now switching over to the POV angle, we'll give it a small acceleration. Very, very mild, but adequate. And I'm up to speed just like that. We have the lane keeping assist there. But like I said, I think it's an adequate for a truck. You're not doing 0 to 60 runs in this. It gets up and moves. You can also use this to tow. It's a very healthy engine for towing. Realistically, I think right around 4,500 pounds is respectable for this truck. It can tow up to 6,400, but with previous experience, I've had about 4,500 behind mine. and it seems to do it pretty well. Now you can use what's called the ECT power button, which is the electronically controlled transmission. If you push on this button, it doesn't give the truck any more power. However, it will hold the RPMs a little bit higher. The third generation Tacoma, especially in the automatic, is known for being shift happy. What I mean by that is if you're out on the highway, even if you have cruise control on, it will downshift, upshift, downshift, upshift if you're not on level ground. Now, personally, I didn't really see that until I re-geared my truck, which significantly helped. But the ECT button is to help prevent that, especially when you're towing. Now, if I just have it turned on at the moment, we're not out, cruising on the highway or anything, so I'm probably not going to be able to test it right here, of course. But that's definitely something that can help. Personally, I don't use it. I don't see it helping, but it is there if you need to use it, so that way you're not shifting as much. So it's a great overall truck for towing, all around for putting items in it. Very small footprint to it, so it makes it that much more nimble, parking lot situations, things like that. Even taking the Tacoma off-road. I love taking mine off-road. It is the perfect size for hitting the dirt. But I think that is going to wrap it up for this 2022 Toyota Tacoma TRD Sport equipped with the XP package. Once again, huge shout out to Flo Toyota of Statesville for providing this truck for me today. Check out their website. That link is down in the description. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't only miss out on our daily uploads, but you can check out our Tacoma playlist and see more capabilities with this midsize truck. And I will see you all in the next video.